So we've got here some song sheets which were produced in the 1740s by George Bickham. George Bickham is, well, he comes from a family of engravers. They're employed by Lord Burlington. He's one of the engravers that helps to produce the pictures in Vitruvius Britannica. He also, there's wonderful calligraphy on this. The family really makes their fortune with a book called The Universal Penman, which is all about calligraphy, not just how to write, but how to use different kinds of calligraphy for different reasons. And in the 1740s, he creates this collection called The Musical Entertainer, which is produced both as a 2-volume book of about 270 songs, but also is produced in what we call broadsheets, so individual song sheets which could be sold separately.
Which are being sold on the street in your Rage Musician round the corner. Exactly.
So this is almost precisely, very likely exactly what we've got in the Enraged Musician. There are some songs which are just simply songs. They're there for entertainment one way or another, or virtue. And actually within the Musical Entertainer you get everything from Handel and Purcell all the way through to things which are, more what we call sort of folk song repertoire.
But of course Handel and Purcell were in many ways the pop songs of their day as well.
Exactly. So I think this is the most interesting of all of the songs. First of all, it's dedicated to Lord Burlington. And actually the way that Bickham seems to have worked through this is that he got various members of the gentry or the aristocracy to sponsor up to about 4 sheets.
To subscribe, a small subscription.
A small subscription. So the first 4 are actually dedicated to Lord Burlington. The very last ones in Volume 2 are dedicated to Lady Burlington.
With Dorothy.
So it's very clear that this is actually a Burlington project. When we look at the kind of images that we see on these, actually having been in Chiswick House and particularly the gardens, these things seem to very much relate to the kind of scenes, the sound world that we could expect either there or in Vauxhall Gardens or Kew Gardens, or just perfect pastoral scenes like this, which just seem to be full of simple pleasures. So this is actually completely Dryden, because in 1727 one of Burlington's other projects is the translation into English of Ovid's Metamorphoses. So Alexander Pope, Dryden, various other Congreve, various other people are involved in translating their own bits of it. And in the way that they translate it, there's a acute awareness of modern politics. So what we have here, and there's a lot of questions as to how Jacobite actually was Burlington. So remember that this is in the publication sponsored by Burlington. This is the first song that you'll see, and you've got this song which seems to be Mira's Singing and Beauty, set by Mr. Turner. Who is Mira? Well, when Dryden is doing his translations, he falls on the myth of the princess Mira, who seduces her father into spending 7 nights with her, and the result of that is that by her sins and by her seduction, she puts into jeopardy the succession of kings. And what Dryden falls on is that this scandal is very similar to the perceived scandal of Mary II marrying William of Orange, which puts the Stuart dynasty into jeopardy because that allows William of Orange to become King of England. Mm-hmm. So Mira is Ma from Ovid, mm-hmm. is also Mary. So we have this innocuous song about Mary's beauty and all of that. But at the end of it, as we see, let the viol and the harp hang and moulder till they warp. Well, those are familiar instruments which are a little bit out of fashion by that time. Well, the viol particularly has falling out of fashion. This is about 1734, we think that this is. The last of the great viol makers dies in 1724.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little antiquated in its way, but it's still what has existed in music from the Tudor times through the Stuarts. When we see the flute and lyre, well, actually that's quite an interesting combination. But I think we can dismiss flute as being something, as being a classical thing. Certainly the lyre can only mean the classical lyre. So I think we're looking at the continuity of kings from time of the lyre and flute to the time of the viol and harp.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the end shattered by a vocal sharp.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing that's vocal about here is Mira's singing. So we're seeing the shattering of the succession of kings because of what Mira has done, which in classical times was seducing her father. Mm-hmm. In modern times is Mary marrying William of Orange, and seeing to which forms the end of the Stuart succession. So we've almost got here a manifesto of Jacobite intent, mm-hmm. which is hidden as the frontispiece almost, the very first song of this great book.